Good evening, my name is Diane Wallace. How many of you are tired of getting home after a long day at work and having to figure out what to cook and then spend more time cooking for your family when you could be spending time with your family? I want to talk to you about meal prepping. It has saved me so much time, money, and stress. When I pre-cook my meals, I have more time to spend with loved ones, hobbies, schoolwork, and whatever else I like to do. Meal prepping has saved me money too. I buy from my list that I prepared and don't stray from that. I started doing this many years ago. It has made a huge difference. This evening I will share with you how meal prepping saves a ton of time in the kitchen, how it eliminates waste, and how it makes cleanup a breeze. Meal prepping means either tossing it in the oven or putting it in a crock pot. No more standing over a hot stove after a long day of work or school. It frees up time that could be spent with family, friends, hobbies, or schoolwork, or whatever you may want to do. I spend one day in the kitchen versus every day in the kitchen. You can get pre-chopped vegetables like onions and peppers to save on time. For some of your dishes that may call for chicken, you can get pre-cooked chicken from the frozen food section. There's many ways to cut your corners. Now that I've told you how it saves time in the kitchen, I'll talk about how it eliminates waste. You will not have any more rotting produce in that bottom drawer of your refrigerator. You will use all your ingredients for the meals that you've planned. You only cook enough for one meal at a time, so you can stop using those fine china butter bowls that turn into things you cannot identify. Following your list at the store tends to keep you on track. You can also buy in bulk whenever possible. Make your list for 2 weeks to a month worth of meals at a time, whichever you're comfortable with, and stick to it. This also cuts down on gas because you won't have so many trips to the store. Now that I've discussed how meal prepping can eliminate waste and save money, I will discuss how it makes cleanup a breeze. When meal prepping, depending on what recipes you find, you may buy disposable pans or use your crock pot. Either one is great. You can use disposable plates and utensils as well. We use styrofoam plates here because I hate to do dishes. You can make it as easy on yourself as you want to. Crock pot liners are a must. Just throw away after your meal, replace with a new one, and your crock pot is ready for the next day's meal. You can make this a fun thing. You can bring friends in. They can bring their recipes, their ingredients. Y'all can recipe swap. You can bring your kids in if they're of age to handle a knife or whatever. They can help you with chopping and cooking what needs to be pre-cooked. You can make it a family affair kind of thing. Another good way to spend some good time with your family. Make your kids, your small children, you can include them in your meal prepping decisions. Stuff that they'll eat that you can cook ahead of time will ensure that they'll eat what you cook as well. In conclusion, meal prepping saves time, eliminates waste, and makes cleanup a breeze. The resources that I chose to use are these 3 books. This is a Fix It and Forget It diabetic cookbook. I use it because I am diabetic. This is a once a month cooking cookbook. And this is a Fix It and Forget It. These 2 are for crock pots. This one can be used either or. For my crock pot meals that I do, I have a little stand here that holds my Ziploc bags so I can fill them without making a total mess. And of course my crock pot over there. I have several. I also consulted an article on the internet called Science Daily. The topic of the article was time spent preparing meals at home linked to a healthier diet. I also used an article from Harvard School of Public Health, and it's the nutrition source, and the topic of that article was meal prep guide. It's got some very interesting information in there. So, when you're sick and tired of being tired, give meal prepping a shot. I promise you, you won't regret it. Thank you.